So just standing by to confirm actual contact between these two vehicles. Again, there's some alignment guides that look like giant metal teeth sticking out from both the space station and Cygnus. They will come into contact first. The crew just doing some minor tweaks to the position of the vehicle and the arm right now. And once they get satisfied with that and everything lines up, they are starting to move now. Again, this final half a meter between Cygnus and the space station. Those alignment guides will touch one another, and it will give us 4 green lights here on the ground that the vehicle's ready to be latched. This is sort of the back of the room view of the both the robo console. You can see them there intently watching their data. Up in front of them is Oso, the operations support officer. They're also watching their data. Just getting ready to actually latch Cygnus to the station. And they just informed the flight director that we do have 4 ready to latch indications. They will now go through the process of taking the pressure off the arm once these latches start going into motion.
Houston, we've got 4 RTLs. As you can see, we're ready to pick up with the Node 2 CBM capture A-bolt. Houston, how do you copy Space Ground 2?
We're back with you. I heard your call, Rick, but we lost the TDRS and structure. We concur, and you are go for steps 1 and 2 and 1.512. We need AOS for steps 3 and 4. And Rick, did you copy my last?
No, Rick, you dropped out. Say again.
We show you in steps 1 and 2 and 1.512.
Yep. Step 1 is complete. We're working step 2 at this time.
And we're going to wait until we have some stable comm to move beyond that in the procedure.
Okay, we understand.
So the crew right now kind of in the midpoint between the final push of Cygnus into the station and the actual latching and bolting of the spacecraft to the orbiting complex. The flight rules say that they have to have a good comm to do this.
5-6 minutes before we're ready to continue on once you're done 1 and 2.
Okay, no problem.
So they're going to hang tight for about 5 or 6 minutes until they get better communications with the space station and the ground to proceed.
Houston, steps 1 and 2 are complete. We'll wait at step 3 for the good comm.
Okay, copy. Thanks.
Again, they're just standing by for a few minutes, and they'll pick up the procedure once again. There's a couple more steps they have to do before they engage these latches. They've got to verify that all the exercise by the crew members has been halted. Because as you can imagine, if you're trying to shove 2 spacecraft together on the end of a 58-foot long arm, you don't really want somebody running on a treadmill shaking the station. So
we have stable comm. In the interim, we've can confirm stable attitude control, and the Russian thrusters are disabled in step 3. And if you guys can verify all exercise is halted, we'll give you step 4 as soon as comm is back.
Okay, yes, we have verified. No one is exercising, not even Mike. And we'll wait for your call on step 4.
All right, you guys got them bungeed down. That's good.
Yeah, that's what it takes sometimes.
So again, the crew just verifying that nobody's on the treadmill or the advanced resistive exercise device or the cycloergometer, which is the stationary bicycle. The crew, they're making a joke about Mike Hopkins. He tends to enjoy his exercise. What they do is they just verify that just to make sure that there's no unwanted shaking going on actually inside the station itself, and everything is calm and cool and quiet and still while they get ready to begin the process of actually latching onto Cygnus. So again, there's 2 stages they go through. First stage capture is where those 4 hooks or latches actually reach out and begin the process of grabbing onto Cygnus. They go to a certain point, and then second stage capture is where they really do in earnest latch down. After that takes place, all 16 of the bolts will begin the process of being driven into Cygnus. The first step of that process is what they call A bolts, which is acquire bolts. All 16 at one time, basically thread just a little bit actually into Cygnus. They go through another step where 4 of them are bolted at a time. And then as they go through F bolts or final bolts, that is when all 16 in 4 sets of 4 do go through their final sort of a clamp down. Mission Control here getting a little bit busy because handover is about to occur between the Orbit 1 and Orbit 2 team. Greg Whitney there in the blue shirt, far right-hand side. He's going to be oncoming as Orbit 2. Holly Riding's there standing up. Of course, she was the lead flight director during the SpaceX first missions up to the station, so she is very familiar with these visiting vehicles. Brian Smith, who is the lead flight director for this particular flight, they're sitting down. He's about to hand over to Whitney. And then over there on the left-hand side, Ricky Arnold, who has been the Capcom up to the crew now, will be replaced by David St. Jacques, who is the oncoming Capcom. There you see the beloved swan there on the console for the Capcom. They call it Siggy. It is the mascot for this mission. The orbital team also watching during these last few minutes right before installation, wearing their orbital red shirts. No doubt a proud day for that particular team. They had an incredibly successful demonstration or test flight back in September. This flight has gone extremely smooth. Of course, they were due to launch back in December. Finally did get off the pad this past week. Everything went off without a hitch. Wallops team worked incredibly, was incredibly busy through the holiday period, getting ready for this launch. And it was a beautiful daytime launch for Cygnus and Antares. And we don't think any frogs were harmed during this particular launch, but...
Rick, we're back with you and ready for step 4 and 1.512.
Fantastic. We'll pick up at step 4.
The crew getting ready to pick up again with step 4 of this long process. This is actually the first stage capture that they're about to do. The team here confirming that we've had